Thursdays with Jaquan, yeah. If you wanna talk show, this is the one. Thursdays with Jaquan, yeah. If you wanna talk show, this is the one. Every Thursday live, tune in. Thursdays with Jaquan is going in. You don't wanna miss it, ayy. It's getting litty, ayy. Talking about everything for young people. Thursdays with Jaquan, yeah. If you wanna talk show, this is the one. Carve out some time, yeah. Thursday on my Instagram live. Thursday, yeah.
People see my TV interviews and listen to my radio interviews and they watch my YouTube videos and they see the successful me, but they don't see what I had to do to get here. It wasn't always like this. Everything you see, everything you hear, all of it was just a dream. The path that led me to where I am today was not paved in gold. In fact, it was very rough terrain. Uphill, covered in stones, snakes, sinkholes, avalanches, and all kinds of other obstacles that tried to stop me. I knew that working toward my dream would take persistence, dedication, and the outright refusal to quit. But I didn't realize how relentlessly persistent you actually have to be. You have to get up every time you get knocked down and keep crawling, digging, scratching, and fighting for your dream. I don't take the word grind lightly. Some people say they grind, but they don't really grind. This gets me out of bed in the morning. This keeps me up at night. I'm always thinking about it. It's my purpose. It's my destiny. I have trained my mind to see the beast when I look in the mirror. When I look in the mirror, I stare myself down. I don't blink. I talk to myself. I say, you are the one. There was no one else in the universe that can do what you do exactly how you do it. No one is in your league. You are special. You're a high frequency type of life form. You are the product of millions of years of evolution, and the world has never seen something quite like you before. This mental fortitude must be regularly maintained. Self-talk is very important. It reinforces your mind and helps you to block out negative thoughts and energy-leeching people that will try to convince you that your dream is unrealistic and unobtainable. They are wrong. My message to you today is to start now and to never quit. No matter what anyone says or how hard it gets, whether you're 14 or 60 years old, whatever your dream is, remember that not everyone will see it or believe in you, but they don't have to. It's not their dream, it's your dream. It was given to you, and as long as you can see it, that's all that...
Hey family, listen, I'm Jaquan Oliver, and I'm so excited that you tuned in tonight for my first segment of Dear Young People. Listen, you're in for some amazing conversation, great entertainment, and of course, an empowering message. Listen, if you're watching on Instagram, I want you to send this to 3 people. That's all I'm asking for. And if you're watching on Facebook, make sure you start a watch party and tell all your friends to tune in to the DYP show. Hey, on tonight on the DYP show, I have with me Miss Raven Williams. She is a young millennial entrepreneur, and she's the owner of the Tea Madonna. Raven, could you just tell us just a few things about the Tea Madonna?
Okay, so one day I was just sitting at the house and I saw, girls on Instagram selling tea, and this girl I went to college with was selling it, and she was doing real good, and she was like, girl, you should come sell tea. And I was like, I don't know, because I really was trying to do something else. But then one day, I'm saying it was God because it most definitely was him. And my mama and a little bit of everybody was in my ear like, you know, you should, you know, start selling stuff. So I was like, you know, let me start with this tea. And then, you know, since I said I was going to start selling tea, I was like, you know, let me come up with a cool name, you know, make it fun, you know, since I'm testing the waters, you know, before I start, you know, before I actually get out there, you know, let me, you know, put some thought into this, you know, make it fun, you know. So that's how I came up with the name, you know, Tea Madonna.
Okay, and so what actually does the Tea Madonna mean to you?
To me, okay, so when I was looking up, you know, the Tea Madonna, how I came up with the name is, you know, I really was trying to think of something, you know, that describe, you know, everybody, they say like hustlers and, you know, divas and, you know, cute little doll babies and stuff like that. So I really looked up synonyms for words like that. And so prima donna was one of them, and it pretty much just means, you know, a very temperamental person with an inflated view of their own talents and importance. And I was like, okay, so that's what a prima donna is, you know, take the pre off and add the T, Tea Madonna, that's me, you know?
Right.
So yeah.
So tell me, like, what inspired you to, you know, be an entrepreneur, start out, go on your own?
Well, I come from a family, you know, of entrepreneurs. My aunties do hair. My grandparents, you know, they have lawn care services, restaurants. My dad owns a tent business. My mom's had her own daycare. My godmom's had her own daycare. Yeah, I just come from a family of entrepreneurs. So I mean, why not? And you know, God says you got to have 7 sources of income. And you know, I come from a family that's like really in church. And my mom is just like, look, you need your 7 sources of income. And I'm like, you know, how am I about to make this happen? I'm 21 years old. And I have so much life to live. You know, I don't want to be working till I'm like 65. So it's time to start now, you know. So, you know, she's just been having me, you know, meditate on Ecclesiastes 11. And that's what I've been doing, you know.
So, you know, as a young entrepreneur, I know we got a lot of young people watching us. What kind of inspiration, what kind of advice would you give them watching?
Just go ahead and do it. Like, if you want to start a business, start off with something small, like, you know, sell some thrills, you know, sell something, you know, that's not good. Yeah, just, you know, sell anything, you know, like you can sell anything. In the world that we live in, you can sell anything. So I say, like, a lot of people, they're thinking, you know, what if I put this money in and it doesn't, you know, come back to me? First of all, when you sell a product, you have to sell a product that you believe in, because if you're not selling a product you don't believe in, it's not going to sell. Like, you have to be passionate about it. And then what you have to realize is, if you sow a seed today, it's not going to grow tomorrow. Like, that seed takes time to grow, you know? That seed takes time to grow. So you plant your seeds today and hopes for your crops next week, next month, next year, maybe a few years down the line. You have to understand that that's going to come. It's going to come.
So, you know, just like you saying, your family, you have a whole background of entrepreneurs. What, as a young entrepreneur, what does success mean to you?
Success to me is, you know, being proud about your product. Be proud about your product. You have to have faith in it. Because, you know, the sales, they may not come this week. They may not come next week. But as long as you're proud about it, you put your all into it, that's where success starts. You know, putting your all into something, being passionate about it. You know, that's where the success starts at. It's not just about the money, because people get success and, you know, monetary. They get it mixed up. You know, it goes along with it, but yeah.
So you said you can't get mixed up with your products. So, like, how do you go about branding yourself, getting yourself out there for people to come to you and buy your tea that you sell?
Okay, so I made an Instagram page. I already have an Instagram page, so I've been promoting on my, you know, regular business page, and I've been promoting on, like, just my personal, you know, my personal business page. I mean, my personal page. Oh my God, I'm so tongue-tied. On Facebook, you know, and everybody knows everybody. You know, I haven't got to the stage where I've gotten, you know, business cards, but business cards are going to be a big thing. And then, you know, just by word of mouth. As you can see, I don't mind talking, you know. I'm a very sociable person,
That's how you get the business.
Yeah, most definitely. Like, if you're going to be a business owner and you're going to try to sell a product to somebody, you cannot, like, closed mouths don't get fed. If If you want your business to feed you, because you know that's the ultimate goal, you got to open your mouth, because closed mouths don't get fed. Like, you got to put yourself out there. Don't be afraid to speak.
Well, I want to ask you, just before we, close out, what are your expectations for your business? I know this is not something, like you're going to be doing tea for the rest of your life, but like you want to go into different areas of business. So what are your expectations that you have?
So my expectations with this business is just, with selling tea as of now, it's just really a confident booster for me. It's really building my self-esteem and, my thoughts about the whole, business world. Because it's just like, I'm investing a little money into it and I'm getting a little money back. So I'm okay, if I fail. So this is really just my trial and error, to test the waters before I get out there and sell what I actually want to sell.
And you said you just like 2 months ago.
Like 2 months ago I started.
That's amazing, and like the energy that you're giving right now, that should inspire a lot of other young entrepreneurs.
Because it's hard,
especially young females. I know it's a lot of young females that want to start businesses, but they're afraid because like the voice should be like their voice goes unheard. And like right here, you're so excited. Like you have an amazing personality. That should inspire some young people. And now, like, we're running out of time, but I want you to just give like whatever you want to say to the young people that's watching, encouragement and just to inspire them.
Okay, so number one, don't tell anybody what you're gonna do. Like, don't tell anybody, because it's gonna be so many people that try to knock you down. The people you think that's gonna support you are not gonna support you. It's gonna be strangers that support you. Number two, put yourself out there. Talk to people, because some of y'all may be thinking, maybe I don't have enough Instagram followers. Maybe I don't have this. Maybe I don't have that. Somebody got those followers. You just gotta figure out how to brand yourself. It's gonna come. Be patient. And that's all, patience. That's really what you need.
Well, guys, there you have it. Miss Raven Williams. She's the owner of the Tea Madonna. I'm so glad to have you again. I'm so
Thanks
excited,
for having me.
and I wish you the best.
Thank you so much.
I'm not sure about you, but I love spoken word. Next, I have my friend. She's a 2020 graduate from Woodville Tompkins High School. Listen, she goes by J Bird. I want you to be inspired, and after that, I'm coming back with an empowering message.
Grandma, I often imagine your feeble fingertips tracing wisdom along each earlobe so that I may relive renowned memories of you, Janie Elizabeth. You gave me my middle name, as well as the high cheekbones, because queendom runs through our veins and a ruler requires precious stones to complement her nature. Even if accessories aren't quite her style, ruby, jewel. That's my other grandma, y'all. I've been told I compliment your iconic resting face. I like to think our demeanor is a test of one's courage, and you can slap my hand for calling you by your first name if that means feeling your touch at least once, like a pat of butter, sinking in slightly overcooked grits, but you still eat it anyway type of love. I'll save you from your mama now, but I'll beat your behind if I need to type of love, giving you the last strawberry candy in her purse. Even though you already had about 5 type of love. Go outside and get a switch and let you come back with the smallest 1 type of love. I just wish I would have gotten a chance to meet you before you died type of love I often imagine. Grandma. All the frail, plump, manicured, and callus-covered palms laying upon my temple. Planting forget-me-nots as time slips away and we lie in a valley of cerulean clouds together as you trace my eyebrows with your thumbs. My face rests in your hands and our eyes finally meet, crying unspoken love through our gaze. You keep in touch with each flicker of a light, and I thank you for giving me life. So, whenever you get time up there, send me another sign to let me know if y'all doing all right.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Listen, I'm so glad you're still tuning in. I hope you enjoyed Jay Bird with the amazing spoken word. Listen, I'm not going to be long, but I want to encourage you just for a few minutes in this crisis that we're facing. Tonight is not about the COVID-19, but tonight is about me and you. It's about our well-being and our spiritual being. So I just want to encourage you just for a few minutes, and I'm going to talk simply on the subject, conquering fear in isolation. I want to say that again for the people that are just joining in, conquering fear in isolation. I want to encourage who's ever watching me, don't let fear hold you back. I want you to know that you have to have a mindset that even though it seems rough, I'm going to push through it. I've got to get through it. So I want you to know that God will set you up for a blessing, but you have to believe in Him. You have to trust in Him. You have to know that without a shadow of doubt, things are going to get better. So right now, I want to encourage you. Your family might be in a situation. I want you to know that things are going to turn around for you and your family. I want you to be open when opportunity presents itself. I want you to know that if you have an idea, or if you have a support system, or if you have an action or a plan, I want you to get to it. Sometimes you may have to fake it until you make it. You just have to do what you have to do in order to push through. If you're just watching, I want you to tune in, and I want you to send this to 3 people. Share it and let somebody know that there's an empowering message that they need to hear. If you're just tuning in, I want to tell you the topic one more time. We're talking about conquering fear in isolation. Don't you know that fear is the crusher of all dreams and hopes? Don't you know that fear is like an enemy, but it's in the opposite of faith? I want to ask you this question, 2 questions. How has fear affected you in this time of isolation? The second question I want to ask you is, what fears do you have that are holding you back from accomplishing your goals? And I want to encourage you, stop lying to yourself. Believing is seeing, and seeing is believing. I want to tell you a quick story, and I promise you I'll be out your way. Abraham was separated from his family in order to be positioned to what God had planned just for him. I want you to know, who's ever watching, that you have a purpose just for your life. I want you to know that God has destined this moment. I can't say that this COVID-19 was meant to hit us for us to just go back to regular things. But I can't really say what God is doing, but I can say that God is using this to catch our attention. And why not, in this perfect time, while we have time on our hands, get back to our goals, get back to our prayer life, get back to our relationship with God. So back to the story about Abraham. There are some of us here today watching. You may be watching this with your family, maybe watching this by yourself. But I want you to know that there are certain things that we have to depart from in order for God to bless us. I want to say that again. There are some things you have to depart from in order for God to bless us. Things that may hinder you, things that may take your distraction away, things may take your focus off of God. I want to encourage you that there's some habits that we have to let go. I want you to know that some of us, including myself, need to cut off some friends who are not enhancing our progress. There are places that God wants to take us that we need to start going, but we can't go with stranglers in our way. I want you to know that if the people you're hanging around today are not the people you want to be like tomorrow, it's time to let them go. I want to leave you with this quote: the smaller you stay, the bigger they get. My friend and brother Matthew Grady said once, it's time to up your game. I want to encourage you, while we still have time on our hands, I want you to go back to doing what you love doing. I want you to go back to doing what you felt passionate about. I want you to go back to that goal that you wrote down but never looked at it again. I want you to up your game, and I want you to get back focused. Listen, I hope you enjoyed tonight's empowering message. If there's someone that may not know Christ, may not know God, I want to encourage you to get to know God for yourself. Listen, until the next time, I encourage you to stay focused, stay above water, and I want to see you next time, not next week, but next third Thursday. And I hope to see you again. Love you, and see you next time. Hey, I'm so excited you're still here, and guess what? I'm so glad for our guest today, Raven Williams. She's a young entrepreneur, and I'm so excited to be able to talk to her earlier. I'm so grateful for all of you guys tuning in to the DYP show. See you next time.